European Parliament. And it's going to be such a stunning result for UKIP that the totalitarians will be rocked back on their heels, because we have been quietly building for years to make absolutely sure that at least on our continent, freedom does not die.
No, I know, and I follow the news as your party that you founded 20-something years ago or whatever it was explodes in popularity and is duplicated across Europe. They're openly calling for shutting you down, saying you're racist when you're the opposite of it. I mean, saying UKIP is, and just really using classic Marxist tactics. And that's what I wanted to ask you, Lord Monckton, is that clearly, I mean, I saw last year where the French socialists, to a man almost, and a woman, are exempt from the EU taxes, as the EU bureaucrats are. I mean, total discrimination, classical tyranny. And that then they almost all have Swiss bank accounts and don't pay their national taxes, but have raised taxes on the nouveau riche and wealthy in France to 101% to bankrupt their competition. I mean, this is a lawless hyper-tyranny. And as Nigel Farage, your colleague and leader of the party, becomes more and more popular, to see them so threatened, it shows that they can be defeated. But as you said, we have to accurately state how radically bad they are. But people in England, people in Europe, people here in the U.S. tend to be more gentlemanly. Conservatives tend to be more friendly, and we don't want to come out and say these are bloodthirsty tyrants, but they are. So how do you up the rhetoric to match the reality is what I'm saying.
Well, what we've done in UKIP, and we've done it very quietly but with increasing success, we have a brilliant leader, Nigel Farage, who is an ordinary working bloke who just decided he wanted his country back. And for years, he got nowhere. He went round all the pubs in the southeast of England, one every night, talking to people saying, we can't let this go on. And they were all horrified at what he was telling them about how this political class was trying to take away all their democratic rights and powers. And they were appalled. And gradually, he built UKIP into an enormous and very successful fighting force. It's about to do very, very well in the European elections, precisely because all the other parties here in Scotland, all the other parties have ganged up against us. And they've said, whatever you do, don't vote UKIP. We're all agreed we don't want UKIP. Of course they are, because they don't want their gravy train to hit the buffers. They don't want it to tip into the gulch. They want to go on being able to prey upon us, to put up their ludicrous wind farms all over the beautiful parts of Scotland, to run everybody out of money with excessive power prices, to make everybody the slaves of a tyranny that they cannot remove and cannot hold to account. And we have simply said, here is what they're actually doing to you. We've described it. And we have used the kind of language that conservatives don't usually use. We've called them tyrants. We've called them communists. We've called them exactly what they are.
That's it. The only way to defeat them, they always say, turn down your rhetoric, you'll be successful. No, that's why we fail. We must go all the way. We must tell the truth.
Of course, one has to be sensible in the way one puts the point across. As I've said to you before, I regard you as being just about on the outer fringe of where one can safely be. Any further, and you're off into outer space. But the thing is, yes, there has to be a certain common sense in how we express ourselves, but we can be a great deal more vigorous than your average limp-wristed panty waist from the GOP National Committee is. We can do a lot more than they are doing. And in UKIP, we're showing...
Well, sure, but let me respond to that. I mean, look, I need to be a radicalizer and go all the way, get the barbed wire first to shake people out of their days, and then they can come along and find Ron Paul and Rand Paul and Lord Monckton.
Exactly, and you're quite right about that, and I fully understand your place in the spectrum, as it were. But the point is this, Alex. You're doing very good work, and there's no doubt about this. You have a massive audience and a devoted audience. I get correspondence every time I'm on the air with you because people like to hear the Monckton dimension on all this. And they are now waiting for leadership to go to the next stage. They're waiting for what we have done in UKIP to be done not just in individual nations.
And the establishment admits they're worried about an American-style UKIP party. I mean, that's what
Of course they are, and they, with good reason, because if there were one, it would have much greater chance of success than ever it had here in the UK, because you are instinctive libertarians in the United States. The vast majority of your population are libertarians, not, of course, in the central cities where they're all on government handouts and paid for by Obama, but everybody else, all the working people.
Absolutely. Sir, we're out of time. Scienceandpublicpolicy.org. Thanks for all the time. Keep doing a great job. There he goes from England, Lord Christopher Monken. I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com. Stay with us.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
Memorial Day is a time of remembrance of our fallen soldiers who died for our freedom. In honor of these brave men and women, AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com is offering huge discounts on several great products. AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com is veteran-owned and operated, so stop what you're doing and support a like-minded company and save a few bucks at the same time. The Memorial Day sale starts right now and ends on May 26th at midnight. Honor above all. AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com. That's AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
So my elementary school-aged child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
Get the most important package of information you'll ever receive in your life for only $10. The package includes 3 books and 7 DVD programs which cover biblical miracles and prophecy. The Shroud of Turin, The Third Secret of Fatima, What Really Happened to the Catholic Church, and more. Call 800-513-0029. That's 800-513-0029. Or go to VaticanCatholic.com. That's VaticanCatholic.com. 800-513-0029. VaticanCatholic.com.
You know, Nigel Farage almost died in a plane crash. The pilot is basically brain damaged now and can hardly talk, I'm told. Those guys are real. And believe me, the establishment doesn't like it. The establishment is in overdrive. And it's so frustrating to see how the big oil companies predominantly, except for ExxonMobil, the biggest, are openly for about 25 years funding the carbon tax movement. It was Ken Lay on record with Al Gore in 1995 that had a group of meetings at the White House, more than 20 of them, there's documentaries made on this, to develop the carbon tax scam. So I guess that was 19 years ago, to be technical. And then when I'm against carbon taxes and all this, you work for the oil companies. You work for the oil companies. You work for the oil companies. The Koch brothers. I saw some CNN special on their website this weekend that was like, inside billionaire money, the Koch brothers, the Koch brothers. I've had Greg Palast, who's a real liberal on, former federal regulator. He will tell you the Koch brothers give as much money to the Democrats as they do to the Republicans until about the last decade, when they weren't at the top of the globalist food chain as billionaires, so their businesses started getting shut down, so they started funding some of the conservative groups. I get zero Koch brother money, but I have people walk to me on the street and go, I know you work for the Koch brothers. I'm like, no, it's the Vatican and the Jews or the Masons. I work for justice. I work for a good future. I don't want bad mojo, bad karma. You reap what you sow. Tony Montana said, I have never done anything to anybody that didn't have it coming to them. And I don't enjoy going after people that are attacking me. I'm forced to do it sometimes. But it's this, I mean, the left has the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, George Soros, Bill and Melinda Gates, Warren Buffett, they have everything. They're the establishment. That's why everyone goes along with them. They have trillions. And they're like, oh, should the billionaires be able to give money? Wall Street gave almost 2-to-1 to Obama in the last 2 elections. Almost 2-to-1. Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. And I'm just sick of it. I get zero money from Wall Street, zero money from the Koch brothers, zero, 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 zero. And the Democratic Party is drenched in globalist money with carbon taxes and Obamacare that the Republican leadership is part of. They're all in it together. And all they can point at is the Koch brothers that literally financed Bill Clinton with Tyson. Don Tyson, what's the chicken king's name? I used to know everything about him. Can't remember his name now. And I'm just sick of it. How they act like they're anti-establishment. I tuned into MSNBC last night to see what they're up to. And they were like bashing the big banks. I mean, they're financed by them. But their solutions weren't return Glass-Steagall. Their solutions weren't write off the derivatives. Their solutions were the evil Republicans are in with the big banks. Yeah, and so are the Democrats. You know who isn't for the banker bailouts? It's the real Tea Party. Yeah, Don Tyson, poultry tycoon, dies at 80. I didn't even know that. When did he die? 2011. I wonder I hadn't heard of Don Tyson in a while. Boy, that guy was a gangster. Died at 80. I mean, you talk about a Dixie Mafia gangster, boy. He was a real deal. And there's all these pseudo-intellectuals that just run around and perseverate on one factoid or another. And, you know, oh my gosh, you don't want carbon taxes? You don't like Obama? You work for the Koch brothers? We're better than you. We don't work for the Vatican like you. We don't work for Israel like you. We don't work for the Koch brothers and the oil companies like you, riding your horse to work in Texas. Oh, Alex, you're pro-gun because you get money from the gun industry. I should be getting money from them. I should be getting money from the NRA. I should be getting money from Gun Owners of America. I should be getting money from Smith & Wesson. I tell you, you should be giving them money. You should be giving money to the pro-gun groups, because let me tell you something. If we weren't here, we'd have a civil war with them coming after your guns right now. We didn't have Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, they would have gotten their gun ban last year.